Hare Krishna Prabhu, are we ready, Prabhu?
Prabhu, yes, Prabhu, I think.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very glad to have the association of Grace Sankarsana Nitai Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, canto number 6, chapter number 3, sloka number 11 to 13. Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhu.
Prabhu, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, humble obeisances to all the Vaishnavas present here. So, welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya today. So, let's recite the verse first and then we'll go ahead. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloki Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. We are reading today from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 3, text number 11. Sri Badarayaniruvacha Iti Devasa Aprashtha Praja Samyamano Yamaha Prita Swadutan Pratyaha Smaran Padambujam Hare Sri Badarayaniruvacha Iti Devasa Aprashtha Praja Samyamano Yamaha Prita Swadutan Pratyaha Smaran Padambujam Hare Shri Badarayaniruvacha Iti Devasa Aprashtha Praja Samyamano Yamaha Prita Swadutan Pratyaha Smaran Padambujam Hare. Prabhu, my voice is audible, Prabhuji? Voice and video is
Yes,
okay?
Prabhuji. Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Sri Badarayani Vacha, Sukadeva Goswami said, Iti, thus, Devaha, the demigod, Saha, he, Aprishta, being questioned, Praja Samyamana Yamaha, Lord Yamaraja, who controls the living entities, Pritaha, being pleased, Swadutan, to his own servants, Pratyaha, replied, Smaran, remembering, Pada Ambujam, the lotus feet, Hare of Hari, the personality of Godhead. Prabhu, I think I can share, Prabhuji, probably. Uh, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, let me share, Prabhuji, because I have got other tabs also to show, so I'll just share.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, yeah, please.
Let me, if you are able to see it. Yeah, you are able to see it, Prabhuji, the screen.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. Swadutan to his own servants, Pratyaha replied, Smaran, remembering, Pada Ambujam, the lotus feet, Hare of Hari, the personality of God. Translation Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, thus having been questioned, Lord Yamaraja, the supreme controller of living entities, was very pleased with his order carriers because of hearing from them the holy name of Narayana. He remembered the lotus feet of the Lord and began to reply. Purport. Srila Yamaraja, the supreme controller of the living entities, in terms of their pious and impious activities, was very pleased with his own servants because they had chanted the holy name of Narayana in his dominion. Yamaraja has to deal with men who are all sinful and who can hardly understand Narayana. Consequently, when his order carriers uttered the name of Narayana, he was extremely pleased, for he is also a Vaishnava. We will recite the other two shlokas also and then we will come back. Yeah. Yama Uvacha Paromadhanyo Jagatastushascha Paromadhanyo Jagatastushascha Otam Protam Patavat Yatra Vishwam Yadamshatosya Sthiti Janma Nasha Nasyotavadyasya Vashe Chalokaha. Yama Uvacha, Yamaraja replied, Paraha, superior, Mat, than me, Anyaha, another, Jagataha, of all moving things, Tastushaha, of non-moving things, Cha, and Otam, crosswise, Protam, lengthwise, Patavat, like a woven cloth, Yatra, in whom, Vishwa, the cosmic manifestation, Yat, of whom, Amshataha, from the partial expansions, Asya, of this universe, Sthiti, the maintenance, Janma, the creation, Nashaha, the annihilation, Nasi, the nose, Otavat, like the rope, Yasya, of whom, Vashe, under the control, Cha, and Lokaha, whole creation. Translation. Yamaraja said, My dear servants, you have accepted me as the supreme, but factually I am not. Above me and above all other demigods, including Chandra and Indra and Chandra, is the one supreme master and controller. The partial manifestations of his personality are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, who are in charge of the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this universe. He is like the two threads that form the length and breadth of a woven cloth. The entire world is controlled by him, just as a bull is controlled by a rope in its nose. Purport. The order carriers of Yamaraja suspected that there was a ruler even above Yamaraja. To eradicate their doubts, Yamaraja immediately replied, Yes, there is one supreme controller above everything. Yamaraja is in charge of some of the moving living entities, namely the human beings, but the animals who also move are not under his control. Only human beings have consciousness of right and wrong, and among them, only those who perform sinful activities come under the control of Yamaraja. Therefore, although Yamaraja is a controller, he is only a departmental controller of a few living entities. There are other demigods who control many other departments, but above them is all is one supreme controller Krishna, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. The supreme controller is Krishna. Others who control their own departments in the affairs of the universe are insignificant in comparison to Krishna, the supreme controller. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mattaha parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. My dear Dhananjaya, Arjuna, no one is superior to me. Therefore, Yamaraja immediately cleared away the doubts of his assistants, the Yamadutas, by confirming that there is a supreme controller above all others. Srila Madhvacharya explains that the word Otam Protam refer to the cause of all causes. The Supreme Lord is both vertical and horizontal to the cosmic manifestation. This is confirmed by the following verse from the Skanda Purana. Yatha Kantha Pada Sutra Ota Protascha Stitaha Evam Vishnavidam Vishwam Otam Protam Cha Samstitam. Like the two threads, horizontal and vertical, of which a quilt is manufactured. Lord Vishnu is situated as the vertical and horizontal cause of the cosmic manifestation. Yeah. We will go to the next verse and then we will conclude here and then come back. Yeah. Yo namabhirvajnam nidaya badhnati tantriyam ivadamabheda यस्मै बलिं तैमे नाम कर्म निबन्धबद्धाश्चकिता वहन्ति. Yeah, he who Namabihi by different names, Vachi to the Vedic language, Janam, all people, Nijayam, which has emanated from himself, Badhanadi binds Tantriyam to a rope, Iva like Damabihi by cords, Ga bulls, Yasmai unto whom, Balim small presentation of taxes. They all of them, Ime these Nama karma of names and different activities, Nibandha by the obligations, Badhaha bound, Chakitaha being fearful, Vahanti carry. Translation: just as the driver of a bullock cart ties ropes through the nostrils of his bulls to control them, the Supreme Personality of Godhead binds all men through the ropes of his words in the Vedas, which set forth the names and activities of the distinct orders of the human society: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. In fear, the members of these orders all worship the Supreme Lord by offering him presentations according to their respective duties. Purport: in this material world, everyone is conditioned, regardless of who he is. One may be a human being, a demigod, or an animal, tree, or plant, but everything is controlled by the laws of nature. And behind this natural control is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed by Bhagavad Gita 9.10, wherein Krishna says, Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. The material nature is working under my direction and producing all moving and non moving beings. Thus, Krishna is behind the natural machine which works under his control. Apart from other living entities, the living being in the human form of body is systematically controlled by the Vedic injunctions in terms of the divisions of Varna and Ashrama. A human being is expected to follow the rules and regulations of Varna and Ashrama, otherwise, he cannot escape punishment by Yamaraja. The point is that every human being is expected to elevate himself to the position of a Brahmana, the most intelligent man, and then one must transcend the position to become a Vaishnava. This is the perfection of life. The Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra can elevate themselves by worshipping the Lord according to their activities. Swe swe karmani abhirata samsiddhim labhate naraha. The divisions of Varna and Ashrama are necessary to ensure the proper execution of duties and peaceful existence for everyone. But everyone is directed to worship the Supreme Lord who is all pervading. Ena sarvamidam tanam. The Supreme Lord exists vertically and horizontally, otam protam, and therefore, if one follows the Vedic injunctions by worshipping the Supreme Lord according to one's ability, his life will be perfect. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, अतोऽपि वर्णाश्रमविभागशः स्वनुष्ठितस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धिर्हरितोषणम्. O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging his prescribed duties according to caste divisions and orders of life is to please the Lord Hari. The Varnashrama institution offers the perfect process for making one eligible to return home back to Godhead. Because the aim of every Varna and Ashrama is to please the Supreme Lord, one can please the Lord under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, and if one does so, his life is perfect. The Supreme Lord is worshipable, and everyone worships him directly or indirectly. Those who worship him directly get the results of liberation quickly, whereas the liberation of those who serve him indirectly is delayed. The words Namabhir Vachi are very important. In the Varnashrama institution, there are different names: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi. The Vak or Vedic injunctions give directions for all these divisions. Everyone is expected to offer obeisances to the Supreme Lord and perform duties as indicated in the Vedas. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीननाथं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. So, once again, welcome all the devotees. So, I seek blessings of all the Vaishnavas for executing this service for my own purification and for the pleasure of Vaishnavas. So, we are in this chapter. This chapter is entitled that Yamaraja instructs his messengers. So, if you see the little background of it, so all the so the Ajamila led a sinful life of a long time. He was committing all the sinful activities for the sake of the prostitute, and by his because of his previous pious activities, he was given a chance again that to name the last son, who is generally very attached. In a family, if you see, there are many children, but generally the parents are very much more attached to the younger one, youngest one. Correct. So that particular default tendency, is there in Ajamila also. So Ajamila has named the son as Narayana, by the whatever the previous punya he has done it. So even if you have to name the children as the as the Lord's holy names. That's so glorious because the culture is so amazing. So just the it uses the default inclinations of a human, the psychology of a human. It perfectly utilizes. At the same time, they're trying to get elevated just by naming the children's name as the Lord's holy names. One is automatically becoming elevated every time. Every time you call, oh Rama, oh Krishna, like that. If you call, automatically, they're getting elevated without even their notice, without even their. So that is the amazing culture of the Bharata. The another day Prabhuji was mentioning. Those who were born in the Bharata Varsha, they are extremely fortunate because even the planets, even the residents of the higher planets are dreaming. They are dreaming to take birth in the Bharata Varsha. So it is actually extreme fortunate because the land, the culture, everything is very much filled with a great for everything there is a connection with God, and there is a chance to get elevated. So it's a great thing. So similarly, Ajamil also named his son Narayana, And uh, so because of his attachment to his son, he keeps on calling Narayana, come here, Narayana. So he is actually, developing that Sukruti. And finally, when the moment of death comes, uh, that time when the all the Yamadutas comes, with all their ferocious, forms, features, and everything, he's got so much scared that he immediately called off his son Narayana with so much of helplessness, so much of ardhrata. He called his son Narayana, but that touched the Supreme Lord Vishnu, Supreme Lord Krishna, the Vishnu, and he sent immediately the Vishnu Dutas. Just the one helpless call, just like Draupadi, she has called helplessly, "Hey Govinda, hey Madhava, hey Gopijana Vallabha," like that. "Hey Krishna, hey Gopijana Vallabha," like that. One helpless call is all that's required, for invoking the Lord's presence. Correct. So Ajamila has called, Vivashaha, and immediately Vishnudutas came. So till that point of time, Yamadutas were thinking that their order is never checked, because that's been the case. Whenever they go there, they could able to get that man, to the Yamaraja without any restriction. Correct. But this time there is something different happened. Their order is checked. Vishnudutas came, and this really bewildered Yamadutas, because they thought they are working for their supreme God. They are working for the highest authority. Nobody can check, but now somebody has checked it, and they went back to Yamaraja and they wanted to clarify this question for them and for everybody else, obviously. Correct. So if you see in the previous shloka, it is mentioned that they were asking Yamaraja that, please, if you think we are able to understand, please explain to us the, what is the actual thing. Who is the, is there anybody else other than you who is more powerful or something like that? Then they chanted, they're mentioning this entire, in the sense, in a brief, they said that they have uttered the name Narayana. Correct. So generally in the hellish worlds, actually, you see, it is in the purport, it's mentioned that Yamaraja has to deal with men who are all sinful and who can hardly understand Narayana. You see, those who are not able to grasp the power of Narayana. They are, in fact, they are all tend to go there and all. In fact, what is that? Shankaracharya says that, right? Bhagavad Gita Kinchita Dhita Gangajalam Kanika Pita Sakridapina Murari Samarcha Kriyate Tasya Yamena Nacharcha. You know, the people who are reciting Bhagavad Gita regularly, Ganga Jalam, those who are drinking Ganga Jala, and those who worship the Supreme Lord Murari, Sakradapi, Sakrad means even once. If they have worshipped Murari even once, Sakradapi Ena Murari Samarcha, Kriyate Tasya Yamena Narcharcha. Actually, they will never go to the Yamaloka, some like that. So such is the power of the, worshipping Lord in the form of his holy name, obviously. Okay. So that is why Lord says that Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschid Yatati Siddhaye Yatatam Siddhanam Kaschit Mam Veti Tatvataha. Out of thousands and thousands of people, only few people can actually get this idea that this name, that name is nothing. Actually, it is not at all an ordinary name. It's a extraordinary, because it is coming from directly from the spiritual world. Correct. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nityamukto Abhinnatvam Nama Nami. There is no difference between Nama and Nami. Prabhupada says this, right? When I want mango, if I keep on saying mango, 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 I will not, my thirst will not get quenched. correct? I have to actually physically get that mango and then eat it. Similarly, not similarly, but in the spiritual world, on the contrary, if you actually keep on saying Krishna Krishna, actually you are with Krishna, because Krishna is there. Krishna is the name. Abhinatva nama namina, correct? So these things not everybody knows it. Actually, this is a great secret. Actually, not everybody knows it. Those who are very intelligent, they can only know this fact. In fact, in some place it is mentioned, just like if uh, somebody is doing a btech or something, or a graduation or something, you don't ask that person, have you completed your 10th, or have you completed your puc or something like that. You don't ask. Why? Because that is the prerequisite. Obviously, that he has come to the graduation, he is already completed, that is why. So similarly, those who have taken this holy name of Krishna in their lives, it is understood by default. No question, no need to question that person. That no need to think that he has done so many pious activities, dharmas, yagnas, yagas, sacrifice. So many he has performed, so much so that he come to this level, that he has taken the shelter of the holy name of Krishna. Correct. That's how it's mentioned. That's because it's not a name, like it is not a ordinary name. It's extraordinary name. So now here Yamaraja, obviously, when he heard the name Narayana, okay, this name is extremely important, because other day Nityanand Prabhu was telling in one of his classes that you see the Rudra Sampradaya people, not Rudra Sampradaya, the people who are Shaivites kind of thing, the who worship Lord Shiva, they try to interpret, and whatever the names of Lord Vishnu is there, they try to connect somehow to Shiva, and then tell that these words are actually referred to Shiva. Like something like, very Pankajanabha, Pankajamalini, something like that. If you say Pankajamalini, the one who wears the lotus garlands, that even Lord Shiva also can wear, correct? So something like that. They somehow misconstrue the meaning out of the words which are for the Lord Vishnu. They do it for Lord Shiva. Just for the sake of argument and prove that Lord Shiva is supreme like that. But at one name they have stopped, and they just cannot misinterpret or misconstrue anything out of that name is Narayana. This one name, actually, Prabhuji was telling, has saved the Vaishnava parampara, something like that. Because in the sense Vaishnava Siddhanta, this one name, they could not do any misinterpretation of this one name Narayana. That's how the Vaishnavas have always an edge in terms of argument like that. So now coming back to this, as soon as Yamaraja, you see, he heard the name Narayana, he is in the midst of all the people who are committing a great sinful, who have committed great sinful actions and reaction. He was extremely jubilant. Correct? He was extremely jubilant. Correct? He was extremely pleased, because he is one of the Mahajans. He's a great authority in our Vaishnava, cult, Vaishnava literature. Correct? स्वयंभू नारद शंभु कुमारो कपिलो मनु प्रह्लादो जनको भीष्म बलिर्वय्या सखे वय. Correct. So Yamaraja, he's doing a thankless task. Prabhupada many times tells that the Maya Devi's work, Yamaraja's work, it's very, many people criticize. Correct. They criticize like anything, but they have to do their task for the pleasure of Krishna. Correct. Because this is the, in the next sloka we'll come to that, you know where Yamaraja tells, I am not the controller, supreme control. There is another one who is controlling everybody, including other devatas, including me also, like that. So yeah, so this verse tells that, yeah. So now Yamaraja, he immediately remembered the lotus feet of Lord. Actually, this is one thing, very nice thing. As soon as somebody hears the holy name, actually he could immediately remember the Lord. That's how. In Kali Yuga, that is the thing, right? The best possible medicine is chanting of the holy names. Kritavutadhyayato Vishnu, Tretaya Yajato Makai, Dwapare Paricharyaya, Kalau Tad Hari Kirtanam. Kali Yuga, Lord knows that the people of this Kali Yuga cannot do anything more, because they are manda sumanda matayo manda bhagyo upadruta. So Lord has given such a kind process which is accessible every time 24 bar by 7, all this, because that is the holy name of the Lord. And from nama comes rupa guna leela, correct? Nama Rupa Guna Leela. Somebody was asking Prabhupada, somebody went to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, when I am chanting, I see some blue light coming up. So, so Prabhupada said that don't worry, please keep chanting, that will go away. He does not flatter or something. He simply said that, don't imagine something. From the Nama, when somebody is perfectly reciting Nama, then automatically Rupa will manifest in his heart. From the Rupa, Guna will manifest in his heart, and the Leela. So that heart of a pure devotee becomes a Rasasthali, becomes the place of the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Correct. So that all happens when somebody has really take shelter of the holy name of Krishna, and then all the remembrance will come automatically. Correct. Okay. Then go to the next verse. In that it's mentioned that, my dear servants, you have accepted me as a supreme, but factually I am not. Actually, it takes a lot of humility, to say this. In this world, you see somebody who is become very powerful, and they generally, they generally don't accept that their subordinates are glorifying somebody else. Actually, that is the what is that insecurity, basically, insecurity that I will lose my post, nothing like that. So here Yamaraja is telling that, I am not the supreme. Actually, there is one more supreme above me and above all other demigods, including Indra and Chandra, is the one supreme master and controller. Actually, this is what is very important. Many times people may say Hinduism 33 crore devatas, and all clustered here and there, all scattered. But no, Shastras clearly says there is only one supreme controller. you know uh, in fact, Shastras, Vedic literature says that natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate natat samasyabhyadikascha drishyate parasya shaktir vividhaiva shruyate swabhaviki gnana balakriyaja. Actually, that person who doesn't have any work to do, Natasya karyam karanancha vidyate. There is no work for him to do, actually speaking. Just by his one desire, everything will happen automatically. So crores and millions and billions of servants will be ready to just execute his order immediately. That kind of person. Natasya karyam karanancha vidyate. There is nothing, but still, Lord does the activities. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself is telling, I don't have anything to do, but still I does the work so that all the worlds will follow my example. Correct? So that's very important. Correct? So although Krishna doesn't have anything, he still do it. And natat samasya abhyadikascha drishyate. There is nobody equal or greater than me in any of this. Any of this, actually. You take any of this, the Lord is the supreme, supreme in that aspect. So that's how it is. So here, the same thing is being accepted by Yamaraja, the pure devotee of the Lord. They say, actually, people may say Lord Shiva is the supreme and Brahma is the supreme, but they somehow they miss this point, that the all these people, they never claim that they are God. If you see Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, all these great devatas, people worship devatas, Indra, Chandra, they never claim that they are God. Correct. But there is one person who claims that he is God, and he shows that he is God, and he is accepted by all the people of the all the pure devotees of the Lord. That is Krishna. Correct. Mattaha parataram na anyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, above me there is nobody else. Correct. In fact, sometimes it appears that when we say these verses, to the people of people, they say that why Krishna is so egoistic. He's telling that I am the supreme, I am the greatest, and he's telling, always think of me, worship me, like manmana bhav madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame, always think of me only, me alone. So it appears that he is so very egoistic kind of thing. No, actually, it's not the ego. In fact, it is out of his love he is telling this. because just like if a small boy is walking on a highway road where a lot of buses, cars, bikes and lorries are going in a road, the father tells, hey, don't leave my hand, just hold me properly. He's telling that. Why? The boy does not think, Arey, why is egoistically saying, me to hold his hand. Like that he may think. But actually, he's telling for the good, for the benefit of the child only. Correct? Because the child may at any time cross through the, that this one accident. That is why Lord says, hold my hand. Hold it tightly. Hold tightly. Don't leave me like that. Correct? So similarly, Lord is telling that always think of me, become my devotee. Why? Because this world, Prabhupada says, this world is a danger at every step. Samashitaye pada pallava plavam mahatpadam punya yasho murare bhavamudir vatsa padam param padam yad vipadam natesham. Correct? Padam yad vipadam natesham. There is a danger at every step in this world. Every step there is a danger. Correct? So this it is much dangerous, complicated than a highway lane. Correct. So in this world, how somebody can be very peaceful, very satisfied, very content all the time, only if he holds the hand of Lord. Correct. In his heart, Lord is present. Everybody's heart, Lord is present. So only if we have that connection with the Lord, and continuously he rejuvenates that connection, the re-establishes that connection by chanting the holy names, then and then only somebody can be extremely peaceful and happy in this world. Correct. That is when it is said in Bhagavad Gita that what is that uh, there is a shloka which tells that after attaining this, somebody thinks that there is nothing beyond it. Correct? Guru, there is something, Guru napi vichalyate. Okay, ठीक, I think I forgot. So at that point, one actually feels that I don't need anything. Just like Radhesham Prabhu, he gives an example. See, just like somebody has got a remote, and he's keep on, skipping the channel, one channel after another channel after that. But at one point of time, he got to a channel wherein he likes the most some particular serial or whatever, and he removes that that remote, he put it aside, and then he simply sees that. Correct. Similarly, one in this world, he may hanker for so many things, for the prestige, for the name, wealth, all the things, not dhanam, dhanam na sundarim, all these things. But one will never be satisfied with all these things. But when one actually relishes the service of Krishna, the chanting of the holy names, hearing about Krishna, serving the Vaishnava, serving Krishna, that is when he'll give up that remote. What is that remote? That remote of changing to some other, I need something else for my happiness. No, this is the real crux of all the happiness, like that Prabhuji says that one will come to that. So now here you see, so Yamaraj is telling that the partial manifestation of his personality are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, who are in charge of the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of the universe. He is like the two threads. See, this is very wonderful example. If you see a cloth, it has got horizontal and vertical cloth, correct, in the stitching. So in this creation, the entire creation, the length and breadth of woven cloth is actually, the entire universe is actually Krishna himself. The entire world is controlled by him, just as a bull is controlled by a rope its nose. Correct. So he had the tight control, tight control as such. He governs everything. Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. The material world is acting under his direction. People, people may say automatically things are happening, but nothing happens automatically by chance. Prabhupada says clearly that no, nothing in this world can come by chance. Correct. Then how come you can think of something coming, such a huge, wonderful creation? No, like that. I think somebody was telling. I think I was sharing. There is one scientist. I think he shared this. That if I have to produce a drop of blood, correct, from a grain, that means he wanted input as a grain, output as a drop of blood. Obviously the scientists can never produce blood, right, in the laboratory. If only they had produced blood, they would have asked why they are asking for blood donations everywhere, correct. They cannot create blood. But he's telling that if I have to create a drop of blood, I need a lot of kilometers of industries, so many, some 10-20 kilometers of industrial equipments, so that I can make this happen like that. But see, just imagine the what he's talking about, so many industries and all. The entire thing is there in our this part. If you see this part, correct, from here to belly, Krishna is making everything happen with just a small centimeters. He is putting the food and then he is getting the blood out of it, and all the energy is happening. Who is doing it? The if somebody is very having common sense, he can clearly says that there is some supreme power is existing. Otherwise, the body is a miracle, the universe is a miracle, things are happening miraculously, all these things happening without automatically. He's just a fool number one, correct. It is just like saying that the sun is in the mid afternoon, 12 o'clock, big sun is there in the sun, in the sky, but I close all the windows and all the doors and I switch off the light and I close my eyes and tell that there is no god, something like that. That will not work. Okay, so here, the all the devatas, they know that who is the supreme controller. You see, Yamaraj suspected that yes, there is one supreme controller above everything. Yamaraj is in charge of some of the. You see here, this one is very important. You know, see, Yamaraja is actually taking care of one department. What is the department? The sinful human beings. That's it. Okay, he is not the controller of all the people of the all the living entities. No, correct. Just one department Yamaraja is holding. Correct. Similarly, there are other devatas which does the other activities like Varuna, Indra, Chandra, and all these people. Correct. So correct. Above that, Krishna is telling that Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. So there may be many, many controllers in this world, but there is one supreme controller, Krishna. He is a Sachidananda Vigraha. The supreme controller is Krishna. Others who control their own own departments in the affairs of the universe are insignificant. In fact, Bhagavatam clearly says that in the Brahma Samhita also it is says that Etchakshuresha Savita Sakala Grahana Raja Samasta Suramurti Rasesha Teja Yasyagneya Brahmati Sampratakala Chakra. Yasya Agneya. Agneya means by whose order the sun is revolving in his own orbit, for the execution of his duties, is that Supreme Lord Govinda. I offer my humble obeisances, like that Brahmaji is praying. So all the devatas, they are all the executioners of Lord service, correct? Like that. In fact, Bhagavatam, I'll say that thing. Uh, that shloka which tells that. Yeah, you see, this shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam third canto it comes. Madbhayat vati vatoyam suryas tapati madbhayat Varshatindro Dahatyagni Mrityuscharati Madbhayat. So Krishna is telling here, it's because of my supremacy that the wind blows out of fear of me, the sun shines out of fear of me, and the Lord of the clouds, Indra, sends forth showers out of fear of me. Fire burns out of fear of me, and death goes about taking its toll out of fear of me. You see, all the devatas, they all do their duties out of fear of the Lord. And you may wonder, what is this fear? Why there is so much fear? Actually, this fear is not what we think. Just like if somebody is grudgingly doing something because the other person is very powerful, that is out of fear. No, that not that kind of fear it is talking here. The fear that's being discussed here is out of fear of not offending the Lord. Correct. This all the great Vaishnavas, here Sun, Indra, Chandra, and all, they're all great Vaishnavas actually. They, for them, the fear of not offending and not pleasing the Lord is actually the ultimate, in the sense, like, they don't want to displease the Lord. Like one lecture I was hearing, that when somebody commits an offense, obviously a lot of reactions will follow, correct? But that is a preliminary motivation to not commit an offense, correct? That I get so many reactions and I'll feel very low in bhakti, I go down in bhakti and all these things. That's a very preliminary reason. But the higher reason is actually, when I commit this offense, Krishna will become unhappy. Krishna will be dissatisfied with me. This is a higher level of motivation of not committing an offense. Correct. So these devatas, they're actually, they do all these things, that they don't want to displease the Lord. That's how it is. Okay. And then Yamaraja immediately cleared away all the doubts of his assistants. The Yamadutas, by confirming that there is supreme controller above all others. This takes a lot of guts to say that. Actually, a lot of humility, a lot of strong. Somebody is thinking you, God, you are a God, you are everything. But you say that no, 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 I am not God. Somebody else is God. It takes a lot of humility. It takes a lot of honesty. Actually speaking, one has to be thoroughly honest. If somebody is praising, praising us as something, it actually takes a honest heart to say that I have not done anything, actually speaking, because the hand I am lifting is not in my control, the eyes I am seeing is not in my control, all the limbs are actually is not in my control, correct? The intelligence is not me. Buddhir buddhimatam cha, balan balavatam chaham buddhir buddhimatam cha. Everything is actually given by Krishna. It takes a honesty. That's what it is said. Somebody is very honest, they can immediately say that no, no, I have not done anything, it is only Krishna who is doing it, like that. Yeah, Srila Madhvacharya explains that the words Otam Protam refers to the cause of all causes. The Supreme Lord is both vertical and horizontal. Yeah, you see, he is the cause of all causes. Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda. He's the cause of all causes. Yatha Kantha Pata Sutra Utam. That's what, Sasurasura Gandharvam Saikshora Rakshasam Jagadvashe Vartadedam Krishnasya Sacharacharam. The whole Jagat, including Chara and non-movings, movings, Achara, everybody is in the tight control of Lord Vishnu. Correct? Like the two threads. But of course, actually, he is not a power mongering or things like that. Actually, this is, in the Western worlds, the main emphasis is on fear. That person who is controlling everything, who is keeping everything under his feet, who gives all the punishments. That is what is God means. But that is just a one tiny aspect of God. God controls everything, he maintains everything. But beyond that, there is a lot of sweetness is there in Lord's past tense. Correct? Although he is the controller of everything, he becomes the subordinate and controlled in the hands of his pure devotees. Correct? So this one, when one knows it, actually it's very, you can say, very nourishing to the heart. The heart will be very pleased to know that there is a person who can exert his complete power, but he is restricting himself, and then he is willingly obeying the others orders. This is such a great contradiction, actually speaking. But all the contradictions will be resolved in the Lord's personality. Correct? He is taddure tadvantike, he is very far, at the same time he is very close. Like that, all the contradictions will be very much resolved in the Lord's personality. That is why, if somebody has to really think or read about a personality, it's better to read about Lord, because he has all the things what we aspire to see in any person, much, much, much beyond any person in this world. Correct? That is why it is said, Shastra said that Lord can do what everybody can do, Lord can do what anybody cannot do, and Lord can do beyond both. Kartum akartum sarvata kartum. He does, He is not ordinary, he is not extraordinary, he is beyond both. That is the Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu. So all the devatas, they have a clear idea, clear understanding, that this is the fact. And their followers may say many things, but they are very clear, like that. Coming to the last shloka, says that just as the driver of a bullock cart ties ropes through the nostrils of his bulls to control them, the Supreme Personality of Godhead binds all men through the ropes of his words in the Vedas, which set forth the names and activities of the distinct orders of human society. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. In fear, the member of all these orders are worship Supreme Lord by offering him presentations according to their respective activity. So, Dharmam to Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Actually, the Yamadutas themselves, they say that in the Vedas, whatever is spoken, that is what is actually the Dharma. Correct? So, Lord has given the system of Varnashrama, Chaturvarnyam, Maya Srishtyam, Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Actually, Lord wants us to live happily in this world and come out of this world also very happily. Actually, He has a great plan. This world, although this world is a Dukhalaya Mashashvatam, still Lord gives this wonderful plan of Varnashrama that people may perform. Obviously they have to perform the duty for their reformation, so let them perform the duty of their own nature, so that they'll be peaceful and be happy. Actually, in this world, and then come back to him actually once the purification is done. So his plan is perfect. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudite Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Lord's plan is perfect.
Krishna Sankarsana Nitai Prabhu, we can't hear you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I audible, Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So,
Now audible, in between gone.
yeah, yes, Prabhu. There is some disconnection happened. So I'll just share the screen again. Yeah. So we were discussing that. Huh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Lord has a plan, perfect plan, actually speaking. But only thing is, if we are not following that plan, actually somebody was telling, in the last we went to Gokuldham, he's telling that this thing, that if we follow the nature, rhythm, there is a rhythm of the nature and the human body. If we follow it perfectly, then we can understand the completeness of Lord's creation, Lord's plan. But if we don't follow that, then we think there is some insufficiency is there in Lord's plan, and to compensate that insufficiency, we work so hard to make it complete. As soon as we work so hard for all the material ways, then it will become even more complicated. Actually, we just have to align to the Lord's plan. But we foolishly think that I have to complete this cycle. No, the cycle is already complete. It's already purnam. But only thing is we have to understand Lord's plan. Just like the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The Brahmanas, what is their nature? Their nature is, they Yajan, Yajan, Patan, Patan, Dana, Pratigraha. They actually have to recite, they have to learn and distribute the knowledge, like that. That is their nature. So like that, all the four varnas and ashramas are created so that people can live happily in this world and then they go back to the spiritual world. Correct. But we are not taking it in a proper advantage of it. That's not lot to be blamed for that. But one thing is very true, that all these four varnas and ashramas, what is the ultimate goal of it? The ultimate goal of all of this is actually to please Krishna. Atha pumbir dvijasveshta varnashrama vibhagashaha swanashtitasya dharmasya samshiddhir haritosha. Correct? So this is this is mentioned. Yeah, here you can see. Oh, best among the twice born. It is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging his prescribed duties according to caste divisions and orders of life is to please the Lord Hari. Actually, this is what is important, because for every exam there is a measure to there is a measure, right? How to see the winner and things like that for that exam, how to for the game of life in the material world or even in the spiritual world, the actual measuring point is how much is pleasing to Krishna. One may be doing hundreds of wonderful things, but if it is not pleasing to Krishna, then it's of no use. And the whole world may criticize somebody, but that person is actually pleasing Krishna. That person is the winner, actually speaking. Just like we have seen Vritrasura's pastime. Vritrasura's body is actually it's appearing very fierce. His activities are very fierce. He's chasing all the devatas. He's crushing them on his toes and everything. But in the heart of the hearts, actually he knows what he is doing for the pleasure of his guru and Krishna. And in the sense of, one should not be imitating it, but the thing is how much one is connected to Krishna and pleasing him. Obviously one only knows it. Correct. So that is what, of course, we have that parameters, that the Supreme Lord is pleased when the Vaishnavas are pleased. And in fact the Vaishnavas, Lord accepts the service through the Vaishnavas. So basically the safest way is actually to please Vaishnavas, so that it can be understood that the Lord is pleased. Yasya prasada Bhagavat prasada, yasya aprasada nagati kuto. Basically, if somebody is practicing their varna and ashrama nicely, then it is to be understood that they are actually they are on the path to please Krishna. Okay. Yes, and that is the ultimate perfection of life. And then here you can see the namabhir vachi are very important. In the varnashrama institution there are different names. The walk, the Vedic injunctions give directions for all these divisions. Namabhir Vachi. Everyone is expected to offer obeisances to Supreme Lord and perform duties as indicated in the Vedas. Yes, correct. So the one pedestal point, you can say that, what is that, is always guiding light is Shastras. The Guru Sadhu Shastra, the triangle is very important. One has to follow that so that one can get out of the cycle of birth and death. So that's the thing. So, Prabhu, I think I will stop here, Prabhuji. Okay, so it's already 10, 8:15 almost. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu, we can. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you for emphasizing the supremacy of the Lord, and how holy name is really the supreme, which I think you also beautifully explained how the Vaishnava Sampradaya itself is saved by the name Narayana, because there cannot be any other interpretation. So thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. I would request the devotees to share their comments or reflections, please, or questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandot Pranam. Prabhu, in the
Hare
30th
Krishna, Dandot.
purport, Dandot Pranam. In the purport, Prabhu, And the last but one paragraph, can you see the last line, Prabhu? He says, those who worship him directly get the results of liberation quickly, whereas the liberation
Correct.
of those who serve him indirectly is delayed. Is it?
Yeah.
But we don't go directly to Krishna, na Prabhu. We go through the Guru. But here,
Correct. Yeah.
you mean it is Devatas indirectly means?
Actually, as far as my understanding, Mataji, so those who are worshipping the Supreme Lord, of course, obviously through the spiritual master and everything, they are actually on the path of directly worshipping the Lord. But those who are worshipping the Devatas,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Bhagavad Gita says that those who are worshipping Devatas, they are doing Avidhi Purvakam. They are
Correct.
worshipping the Lord indirectly, basically, because they are also servants of Lord. Indirectly, they are worshipping. But that's a very long process because they get the thing what they wanted and they enjoy it. They'll become frustrated. Again, they will get it. Again, they'll be frustrated.
Yeah,
Long time, they'll be getting frustrated.
yeah.
After that, they will think that they will ask the demigod, please give me something best that you can offer me. And the demigod, the devatas actually sends them towards the association of devotees who are worshippers of Krishna.
Krishna.
And then he starts the process. So it's a long process actually.
Hmm.
Okay, so that is why it is, it gets delayed. Somebody is worshipping devatas. They
Devata.
get all the things in this world, but liberation, they don't get it easily like that. For liberation, that is why we call Mukunda. Mukunda means one who gives the liberation.
Preparation.
That's only the Krishna's prerogative. Yeah. So that's my understanding, Mati. I think somebody else can also
Yeah,
add
I
to this.
wanted to confirm, Prabhu, is that correct? That whether it is through Devata Santa?
Yeah. So, Mati, I mean, worshipping going through the spiritual master is actually the most
Direct.
recommended way. Most recommended way, and is directly worshipping the Lord also, basically. Okay, yeah. In fact, I was hearing that, see, it is mentioned that we have to water the root of a tree, correct?
Hmm.
Correct, in order for all the tree to get nourished. Yadha
Yes.
taror mula nishechanina, correct. So how do you water the root of a tree? You don't pluck out the tree and then pour the water on the root of a tree. No, you pour it on the soil which is
Yes.
attached to the root. Correct?
Correct.
You pour on the soil which is attached to the root, and the soil is nothing but the pure devotees who are attached to Lord. Correct. So you have to worship the pure devotees so that, I mean, you have to be under the pure devotees so that they can take your service to the Lord. You understand?
Yes.
So that's how it is actually. You cannot directly pour the water on a root, or you cannot directly worship Lord, something like that. That is why if you see, if you are, we are doing worship every time. First, you take permission from Guru and all the Guru Parampara, then go to Krishna. Correct? You are offering bhoga. Same thing we do. Correct? First, we offer pranam mantra for Guru, and then we go to Krishna. Why? Because that is how the Lord accepts it. That's how Lord sees only the pure devotees, because Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, I don't think of anybody except my pure devotees, and my pure devotees doesn't think of anyone except me. So they are the best combination. We are somewhere. So, but only thing is, if somebody can catch hold of the pure devotees and then try to render some service, then we may come into the radar of Krishna. Correct? That's how it is.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Dandavad Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, in continuation of the question Mataji asked, I want to know, where does Varnashrama Dharma, Daivi Varnashrama Dharma stand, Prabhu? Is it direct or indirect? Just wanted to know, Prabhu.
See, Varnashrama Dharma is for the peaceful execution of the this one, Mataji. Okay. See, as such, Varnashrama is not spiritual. Correct? Correct, in the sense, but if the spirit is there, that spirit of pleasing Krishna is there, then it becomes spiritual, Daivi Varnash. Obviously, see, we are following the orders, means we are in the process. Correct. But actually speaking, somebody, the Varnashrama is not like a complete spiritual entity. The complete spiritual process is what? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedam. Correct? This is the core spiritual activity. But we cannot do core spiritual activity. Correct? Say if I take a leave today, correct? And I am trying to do complete day of the pure activity. Can I do it? No, I cannot do it because I don't have the qualification or strength to perform the core spiritual activities. Correct? I need some activity because of my psychophysical nature. I need some activity to be always engaged, and I cannot be engaged in all the prohibited activities. I want some activities where I can be engaged nicely. At the same time, I can put Krishna also in the center. Correct. And the system is actually varnashrama, where based on our psychophysical nature, the particular occupation or engagements are given so that we can happily do that thing. At the same time, we think of Krishna, and we know the goal of this practicing of varnashrama is Krishna. Then it becomes spiritual. Then slowly the purification happens, and then one day we come where in 24 hours we can do the pure devotional service. Is it not, Mataji? So
Yes.
that's how it is. So we cannot 24 hours we cannot do pure devotional service right now. But with this system, we can gradually go step by step, and then come to that point where we can do the pure devotional service. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have one question, Prabhu. The 13th sloka, purport,
Yeah.
you are reading horizontally and vertically. Lord is controlling horizontally and vertically.
Hmm.
Vertically, how to understand that, Prabhuji? Horizontally and vertically.
How to, Prabhu, I'll try what I'm trying to understand. So basically, that's what, if you see a cloth, the example of analogy of cloth. In the cloth, there are two threads, vertical and horizontal. Correct? So that means the essence of everything, the cloth is made up of horizontal and vertical. Similarly, the universe, whatever the things are happening, that is, uh, that is in the Lord's control only. But exact horizontal, vertical, I am not very clear on that. I don't want to speculate. Probably I can hear, I can try to get from some senior devotees.
Prabhu, only when there is horizontal and vertical, then the cloth can be formed. Only with vertical, cloth cannot form. You should have both horizontal and vertical, then the cloth forms. So Lord is the whole. I mean,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just thinking.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, so just with one thread, it many things, Prajit, many things. I don't know. Um, I think we cannot speculate. I cannot speculate. You can only tell your insights, Prabhuji. Yeah, what you are thinking.
No, again, it will become a speculation, I thought of confirming. Because in the organization, we have horizontal, vertical, no, Prabhuji.
Who?
So I was thinking from that perspective. Vertical,
Which one? Yeah,
in the organization, in the corporate organization, you have verticals and
correct,
horizontals.
correct. Yes, yes,
Vertical
yes.
is, CEO is the supreme.
Correct.
Horizontally, you have expertise across different departments.
Across the peoples.
So I was
Correct.
something thinking similar, but I thought of
Yeah,
confirming like the Devatas, they are all horizontals. Vertically, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and all of them are acting full of Krishna.
correct,
So that
correct. Yes, Prabhuji. I think that makes very much sense, Prabhuji. Yes, yes, yes. Thanks for
Hare
sharing.
Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class. Prabhu, in Harikatamrita Sara, Madhva Sampradaya, earlier I used to attend. I read in one verse, Prabhu, that is what Mataji said, Rani Mataji, that cloth is made up of horizontal lines and vertical lines. Like that, Lord is also vertically, horizontally, he spread. There is one sloka there, Prabhu.
Sorry, Mazi, Lord is vertically, horizontally.
Vertically, horizontally, in all directions, he's there. And
He's.
that the cloth is made like that,
Hmm.
as she said, vertically you cannot just have the cloth, you have to have horizontally also, then only the cloth is made. Like that, the whole system is made horizontally, vertically, as Prabhu also explained. So there is a shloka in Harikatamrita Sara, Prabhu. I will read, and next time I'll share it with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes,
It's the sum of both the answers,
Thank
Prabhu.
you.
yeah.
As you said, in the vertical elevation and horizontal, both together. We have to combine both the answers, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm speculating, Prabhu. We should not speculate. Mataji will tell us the Harikatha.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. I think, that explanation, what is mentioned, the purport, that makes more sense. The thread,
Yes.
horizontal and
Correct.
vertical together forms the cloth. So, thank you,
Actually,
Prabhu.
yeah, yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Hare Krishna.
If there are no questions, tomorrow, Hare Krishna devotees, tomorrow morning, His Grace Sudama Prabhu will be giving class from the temple at 8 o'clock. So we will be doing a live streaming at 8 o'clock. So please join at 8 o'clock, not at 7:15.
Yeah, yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
If there are no questions, Prabhu, we can end
Yes, Prabhu, we
today's
can
meeting.
end. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Despite the last minute changes, you kindly agreed to give the class. My humble obeisance.
Please pray for me, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees, I will end the Zoom session. Thank you.